It's been so long. You already did? Okay. 78.6 FM Yomaton. Wow. It's been a long time. I can't even say how it feels right now to be back in the booth because it's no describing it. 78.6 FM Yomaton, Positive Vibes with Winsome, Positive Vibes Radio. I am so excited to be back, man. And I just really want the energy, the mindset for me coming into this one to be better than before, better than yesterday, new, something fresh. I've had 30-something days to think about this, 30-something days to get ready. So it's really an exciting time for me. And hopefully everybody can hear me okay. Can you guys hear me okay out there? Are we good? All right, so 78.6 FM Yomaton, making sure the sound is good. We're back. We're live. Hey, I've had, like I said, a little bit of time to really take everything in, man. Went back to the United States. Definitely want to talk about that. Went back home to see family, friends, of course, my babies, right? So I went back to see the kiddos, got to see them hang out, and it's nothing like I hadn't seen because of COVID and because of everything with travel restrictions since I've been here. It almost been 2 years. It had almost been 2 years since I seen my kids. Outside of course, the iPad or what do you call that? FaceTime, Zoom, whatever you want to call it. That's the only way we kept in contact. It wasn't the first time, but this is the longest stint, the longest window of time that I've gone without seeing my little ones. So it was really, I didn't realize how important that visit was, not just for them, for me, just soul food, man. It was so amazing. One of my goals coming back this time around to June, who knows how long this weather is going to be beautiful here. Of course, today we got typhoon warning, so it's coming down a little bit off and on with the rain. It's been windy, but guess what? It's still Okinawa. Right now, it's not wet outside. We still see green as far as the eyes can see. I can still see water right on the other side of that. So guess what? I have absolutely no complaints about where I'm at and what's going on today. Really happy to be here, man. God, I wish y'all knew the feeling I had inside. So today we're talking about some important things, I guess you can say. One of the first things I want to talk about is, of course, my trip, some of the craziness that was going on back home. Secondly, I want to bring up faith and gratitude, man. Yeah, in my day job is what I call it, right? We focus so much on building better leaders. Let's say that again, building better leaders, right? But one thing that I've noticed for 23 years is that in this company, one thing that is just now becoming a thing is building better people, right? Talent management is great. Talent management is cool and cute. But what about building better people, right? And there's so much I want to talk about that, man. That was last month's discussion, character, people, who you are, what do you stand for, personalities. I can't wait to really dig into that now that I'm back. Had a lot of thoughts on that, man. I was reaching back to my mental health brother here. Say, hey, man, I want to talk about this. And he was like, okay, let's figure out a way to open that discussion up. So there's a lot of thoughts, man, a lot of energy going on behind the scenes. When I'm not behind this microphone, I'm usually behind the one at my house. And I'm usually doing something completely different behind the scenes, and I can't wait to share that with everybody on Juneteenth of this year. But it's a lot going on that you don't see here at 78.6 FM Yomaton. It's coming your way, but you haven't seen it yet, right? I've just been throwing little hints out there, little dashes. But I'm super excited for this year and this Juneteenth. Again, what is faith? What is gratitude? Why is that important? Let's start in California, man. I touched down and there's so much craziness going on. When I got there, this is when you guys, when I say you guys, I mean, this is when you see on the news, everybody is putting gas in buckets and panicking because of a supposed gas shortage. So what's happening in the United States is there's lines. So to my family here in 78.6 FM Yomitan and in this area Okinawa that can hear me, imagine, right, being at a gas station or trying to get to a gas station, possibly getting close to E, and there's a line from the gas station about 4 to 5 blocks back. And here, just think about 20 houses back, right? 25 houses back. So think about that. So you're waiting in line, and these people aren't just filling up their cars, right? We had people filling up their cars, filling up buckets, filling up trunks. It was the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life when it comes to news or whatever it was that caused the story to stir up the panic, right? So of course, me being who I am, anytime I rent a car, I try to rent the most gas efficient vehicle I can get possible, right? Like hybrids or whatever they have on the market, Corollas or something that is going to take me a long way for a little bit of money. Here we are in San Diego. I got to fill up for the first time. San Diego, California. Taking my kids to Legoland, and I got to fill up for the first time. Now, in Arizona, the gas cost me $3 and something, right? Maybe at the time. In California, it was $5 and I want to say 37 cents a gallon. So to put that in perspective, imagine pulling up to a gas station. You need 20 gallons, 16 gallons, and each of those gallons is $5.37. Come on, man. You guys know the frustration that I had on my face. And you know, I'm a calm person, right? I'm a very calm person. Peace is I always go there first. But I'm looking at these gas prices, and I'm looking at this line, looking at my children in the back seat and realizing how hot it is out here, AC blasting. It was one of the most ridiculous sights that I don't miss about the trip. But that was just one piece. We made it to Legoland. Legoland's rules were extensive. Yes, you had to wear a mask, but this is for the kids' protection and mine. I had planned all this in advance. I don't think I mentioned much of this on the air before I left, but I had 40 days. Once I made a decision I was leaving, I had 40 days to get both shots, right? So I had to get 2 COVID shots, book hotel rooms, book transportation, plan, see if the kids were available, because remember, they're still in school at this period of time. Even though it's homeschool, they're still required to be in class. So I had to plan all this out with the mothers. So I'm like, let's make this happen. I got there. Everything seemed like clockwork. And let me tell you, because I know I got some friends on here that are Whataburger fans or whatever the burger they eat. The first place I hate was In-N-Out Burger in California. In-N-Out Burger was my jam, right? I used to work there at 16. So the first taste that I had in my mouth, I need to get to In-N-Out, right? Had me a double with cheese, grilled onions. That was it. Bam. Put me hey, you know what? I've never had it, but I heard about the animal style fries, which is where they melt the cheese on top with some meat and some onions, whatever they had. Man, that was the best, right? So, bam, I'm in LAX. I walk from the USO to the nearest In-N-Out. I guarantee it was about a 25-minute walk, right? Got back. I'm still waiting on my flight. And now I'm planning out, aside from what I'm going to do with the kids, aside from what I'm going to do on this trip, I'm thinking about what I want to eat, man. You know, I love the food in Okinawa. I love it. But there's something about some of those restaurants that are nostalgic, right, in the United States, right? So, bam, I know for breakfast tomorrow, I'm having Waffle House. Bam. First thing I'm doing, Waffle House. Let's go. Starting the day off. Anytime Fitness, just like they have here in Yomitan, I hit up Anytime Fitness. I usually hit up Lifetime Fitness, but I went to Anytime because, you know, I continued the trend from here in Yomitan. And Anytime Fitness was amazing. Had a great time. Bam! Made it to Legoland. Had a bunch of Legoland food. So if you haven't noticed, if you guys are looking here on the YouTube channel, I'm a lot bigger than I was when I left, man. And I'm not talking about muscles. This is a lot of that California food waiting, man, and Arizona food that eating out. And the kids loved it. And I mean, I would wake up and the first thing I would say is, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Let's go. I think we went to Dave and Buster's. This place is like a big kids arcade, right? So the little ones and myself running around this big arcade-like place. And it was just a great time, man. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. That's what they wanted to do. They want to charge up their little power card and get out there and play these games and little you could shoot what do you call that, basketball shots. You can get on a motorcycle video game, the dance thing, you name it, man. They had everything in there. K1 racing, we did racing. We didn't do the zoo. We didn't make it to the Grand Canyon. So that's one thing that is on our list for the next time I visit the United States is the Grand Canyon. And that was about a 3 or 4 hour journey from where we landed in Arizona. So I was planning for it, but time kind of ran out. Before I even move on to the rest of this trip, man, I just want to say one thing at the 4:30 mark. For the folks who I had planned to see, for the friends that I had wanted to see, I just want to say thank you so much for understanding that this trip was 100% about my babies and not me. It's 100% about giving them the time back that we lost. 100% about doing things with them and building memories. So thank you for understanding. Thank you for supporting. I'll see you guys next time. Anyway, moving forward, I didn't get to go to all the places I wanted to go, right? Because it wasn't my trip. It wasn't my journey. It was theirs. So my daughter, right, I was supposed to go to Texas, man. She hit me with these lines like, Dad, whatever you do, please don't make me wait 2 years to see you. Let me tell you something about a little girl saying things like this to her dad. That's like pulling your heart straight out of your chest. 100%. Like somebody ripping your heart out of your chest. And of course, I'm not going to say no. I extended my trip because my daughter wanted me to spend more time. And I'll do it all over again. You guys saw my Facebook post, man. We went to the museum in San Diego, Legoland, man, the malls, the stores, Under Armour outlet. Y'all know I got excited about that. I missed all of that. If I could bring my kids to Okinawa right now, they'd be here. If I could bring my babies here with me, then this place would be perfect. My daughter can't wait to get to Japan. I promised her next summer she'd come out here and check it out. So I got to keep my promise. And you know, you look your baby girl in the eyes, you make one of those promises, you can't break it. So no matter what's going on with me, I got to make sure she makes it here. Right? Hold me accountable, family, if you're watching this or listening. Next thing, I got there, I touched down. Knowing the rules, I had to self-quarantine before I saw my kiddos. So I arrived from Los Angeles. I flew in from LA to Arizona. I was staying in the lodging there, billeting, and for self-quarantine. I wanted to get tested for, of course, COVID before I was around my babies because my daughter has breathing issues. So I want to make sure that I'm not taking COVID. I'm vaccinated, right? Bam, I'm good. But being vaccinated doesn't mean that I'm cured or that I can't get sick or that I can't get the virus. So I still wanted to make sure that I didn't put my children, their mother and family at risk. So when I arrived, first thing I did, quarantine till I can get tested. I got tested a couple days later, right? Negative. That's the best thing I could hear. Now I can go see my babies. I jettisoned out of that lodging, billeting room, whatever you want to call a hotel room, right? So as soon as I leave lodging and billeting, I was thinking how grateful I was that everything from the moment I stepped on the plane from Okinawa worked out the way that I had envisioned it. Everything was moving in a direction that I had hoped for, and I was grateful. I was so grateful. So I want to talk to you about what I did next before I saw my kids. What actions I took next, why I did what I did, and how it played out, because it was pretty interesting. It was actually very interesting. You might like to hear this story. So without further ado, man, it's good to be back here in Okinawa. Next segment, we're going to talk about some gratitude and some faith. Of course, the third segment, as always, is still dedicated to the Air Force Wounded Warriors Wellness and Resiliency Team. Going to talk about some resiliency and what we have going on with that group right now and some other groups here on Kadena, the Kadena's resiliency team. Some amazing stuff happening. Life didn't stop. The world didn't stop spinning. And just because I was in the United States didn't mean I wasn't thinking about being here with you. Unless I was doing something with my kids, then I kind of cut you off. But that's okay, right? It's to be expected. 78.6 FM Yomitan, Positive Vibes of Winsome. When we get back, I promise to tell you the story about what I did when I got out of building. Then we're going to talk about gratitude and faith. Right after this break, don't go nowhere because I'm excited to be back. Talk to you soon. .6 FM Yomatan. Hey man, Positive Vibes Radio with Winsome. I'm so excited to be back in here. I was trying to get a song on one. It kind of get me in the mood or mindset to talk about the next subject that I wanted to bring up. But hey, guess what? I don't need music. I can talk to y'all without it. But I will tell you this, man. The first thing I wanted to do when I stepped outside of that hotel room, that lodging room, the first thing I want to do is I want to say thank you. Now, I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you believe in universe, creation, God, magic. I don't care what it is you believe in. The fact that things work out in your favor, whatever the reason you're here, however it started, whatever your purpose is, whatever story you're in, somebody deserves gratitude, right? So I had to say thank you. And I'm looking up. And so the first thing I want to do is, hey, where's the nearest church, temple, mosque? I don't care what it is. Where's the closest one? So I'm getting out the room. I'm driving in a rental car around this place. I'm not going to say exactly where it was. Probably already did. So what? So I'm driving around and I asked the first person. I said, hey, man, is there a church around here? And the guy looks at me and he says, I don't know. All right, that's one. So I'm by the post office, see a young lady. Hey, ma'am, do you know where the church is? I don't know. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I keep walking. And I asked about 6 different people. Do you know what the church is? No, I don't. All right, bet. That's fine. It is what it is. So what I did from that point is I got back on the navigator on my phone. Remember, I'm coming from Japan, so my phone does not recognize the United States network. So it's hard. I got to find Wi-Fi. I'm playing with Wi-Fi. So when I get to one Wi-Fi spot, I know there's a church somewhere in that area, right? So I'm driving around and I see this little tiny church and it's in between 2 planes. It was really cool. These little 2 plane models and it's like a little grassy pathway leading to the church. You know, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I was supposed to find it. This journey has come to an end. So I walk up to the door. I'm excited. I can't go in here. I don't even know what I'm going to do next. I just know I'm going to go in here and I want to scream thank you. I don't care. So I opened the door, or I tried to open the door, and guess what? It's locked. So this little cute church was locked. I turned around, complete disappointment. It was like my whole spirit was drained out of me. I put all my energy into finding this place, and I can't even get into it. And by the way, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Why is this door locked, right? I'm defeated. I get in the car. I don't say defeated. I'm disappointed. I get in the car, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe there's another one. First of all, I couldn't get 6 people to tell me where this one was, let alone I had faith in the fact that maybe there is another one. This is kind of an old little thing. Maybe there's something new. This is just for design or whatever. Or maybe it's like really limited hours. So I get back in my car and I'm driving around again. I drive around, I find some Wi-Fi, and I look. Sure enough, it only mentions one church in the area. But I didn't give up. I kept driving. And guess what I found? Call it a church, call it a chapel, whatever you want to call it. I found it, and it was newer. And it was just like a boost in energy, man. I had this big smile on my face, and I didn't even know why I was so happy. It was just like this journey, right? Like I didn't even expect it to play out this way, but I'm excited. So I get out of my car, and I go, and I'm like, please don't be locked. Please don't be locked. And it's not locked. So I walk in. Now, let me tell you a quick, brief history of me. I was raised Pentecostal Christian. My mom even at another point in time went to a different religion. I mean, I've always been raised in the church, but as an adult, right, you kind of just move. As an adult, a lot of times, and not to say a lot of times, some of us just move. We don't practice the same way we were raised. Life takes you in different directions. And for me, I choose to worship and praise and have faith the way I choose. I don't go off what my parents did. I don't go off what my friends do. My faith, my relationship, or what I believe in is different. So I walk in to this church, 42 years old. The lady to the left of me goes, hey, do you need help? This is a little office, little cubicle. And I said, no, I'm good. Thank you so much. And I said, I just want to say thank you. And she sat back like it was just a weird thing, right? She sat back and she goes, okay. So I walk in now into the actual chapel area, and I see the pews. Man, I don't know what I was carrying on that flight. I don't know what I was carrying in my spirit or in my mind or in my heart. When I walked down this aisle, I got it. I'm gonna tell you, when I walked down and I put my two knees on the ground and I looked up and I said, thank you. Again, I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you believe in the universe, creation, God, magic. I don't care what you believe in. But whatever you believe in, when you actually show appreciation and you truly mean it from the bottom of your heart and you're grateful just for being here, grateful for the opportunity to see my kids after 2 years, grateful for the chance, the fact that COVID didn't stop me again, that they're healthy, that I'm just 5 minutes away now. I wanted to say thank you. Thank you. I already told all my leadership and friends here and teammates, thank you for supporting the work while I'm gone. 78.6 FM, Yomaton, thank you for allowing me to take this leave, this break, so I can get away and go see the U.S. But when I put my two knees down, tears just started flowing as soon as I said thank you. It was like a weight was just climbing out of my chest, off my back. Like I was carrying a backpack full of bricks and I didn't even know that I had a backpack full of bricks on. So I sat there and I said, thank you. I looked up and I said, just thank you for all of it. Everything that's happened up to this point, thank you for the opportunity to be here. Thank you for the opportunity, all the blessings leading up to today. Thank you for the story. Now think about this. I'm not talking to anybody. Nobody's going to respond back and be like, hey, you're welcome, bro. See you later. But I'm not expecting that. I'm not in there expecting nothing magical to happen. You see, what I walked in there to do, I walked in there blind faith. I just knew I needed to say the words. I knew I needed to have the conversation. Right? Now, some people might think, hey, man, you was just talking to yourself. Cool. Hey, man, you made it there. It's supposed to happen. It was a good trip. The ratio, the statistics say, I don't care. The fact that I was there, the fact that I had got as far as I had gotten, and the trip, the way it played out was amazing. 30-something days flew by. So many revelations. My mind, the way my mind was working while I was there, my heart was moving just as fast. It was just incredible. So when I tell you this, when you are thankful and when you are truly grateful for the moments you have, when you are truly appreciative for the time you get to do the things that you love and enjoy, be around the people that you love and enjoy being around. When you're truly grateful, it's a game changer. It's a life changer. You see, people worry so much about what they don't have and what's not happening in their lives that they overlook the fact that they have so many amazing things happening in their life. And I'll tell you this, and this is without any giving up any secrets about my story because you guys already know it. I've been at the point where I feel like I didn't have nothing. Me and my little brother, he'll tell you when I post this. We grew up struggling. It wasn't like we were in the rich neighborhood or upper class. No, we grew up struggling. I heard J. Cole say something while I was gone. Let's go ahead and mention that too. 3 minutes in, J. Cole said something about either your hustle or your Uncle Sam got you re-enlisted. Y'all heard that, right? There is a hustle, a struggle, and a fight no matter what direction you choose. No matter what path you choose. Some of us get lucky and like you, J. Cole, your talents take you in different directions and you're blessed to be there. But that doesn't mean turn a side eye, point fingers, or compare. What that means is it's a different journey. It's a different adventure. It's a different struggle. Just because you struggled in them streets to make money, get in the studio, to make your records, that's the same thing we had to do going through basic training, tech school, fighting to try to find our passion, find our direction, determine where we go, using the skills and talents that we had to make them work for the jobs that we had to do. It was a decision. It was a path. But not by comparison. I never look at anyone and say, hey, he was a rapper and now he's trying to live his dream as a basketball player because that wasn't a dream that path he was able to take initially, or it wasn't the one that he chose. No, what I say is, good for you, bro. You're running your race and I'm running mine, and I'm so grateful to be able to run it. I'm so thankful for another day, for the things that I have, not for the things I don't have. Grateful for what I do have. And I'm working on the things that I think that I need. Right? Because a lot of times, sometimes, just like me trying to find that church, I'm thinking I'm looking for the little tiny one. That wasn't even where I needed to be. That's where I thought I needed to be. So we talk about journeys, we talk about comparison, we talk about where we're at in life, we talk about being grateful for all of it. Don't compare yourself to the person to the left or right of you. Stop doing it. It doesn't make any sense to compare yourself to someone who has something that you don't, because guess what? You might be holding on to something they want. People who seem like they have everything may actually be empty inside. Be grateful for what you have. You're still here no matter where you're at in the world. If you're driving around in Yomatan, Okinawa right now and the weather looks horrible, this is just one day. The entire 5 days of the week were beautiful. If you're able to break out of work and get out there and see the weather, the sky, the water, then you're ungrateful or unappreciative about one bad day. That's going to be something we talk about later. And I've already told you guys how I feel about that. Not letting one day ruin your week, one week ruin your month. The whole point is be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for the opportunities you get. Don't settle for what you have. Yes, always strive for more, but be grateful for what you got. So that was me. So grateful. And we're going to talk about gratitude, different ways to be grateful. But the thing is, that's how I started my trip. The same way I try to start my days. Grateful and with gratitude. 2 knees on the ground, tears pouring out my face. I don't even know why I'm crying, right? I don't even go here. But it needed to happen. And I was so much happier the rest of the week and the rest of that trip. 78.6 FM Yomatan. We'll be right back after this to talk about faith. 78.6 FM Yoma Time. Positive Vibes of Winsome. Positive Vibes Radio. I'm so excited to be back, man. I know I told you guys this a couple of times since I've been here, but words can't explain how I'm feeling right now to be back in the studio. I think the biggest thing for me and the biggest change is that I'm energized, man. I feel like everything that was me had been limiting, blocking my door, blocking my thoughts, keep me from going in any direction I wanted to go before I left. That's gone, right? Hey, guess what? Okinawa, Yomatan, I'm so excited to be here. So excited to be back. So thankful for everyone who's given me an opportunity. I saw, and if you're looking right now on YouTube, I saw the new calendar, and I still get giddy like a little kid when I open up and I see number 17, Positive Vibes with Winsome. I get happy. That makes me smile because I remember when I was in Greenland blowing off equipment in the radio room and like, hey, we can do this, right? I remember putting programs together, getting support from my leadership and saying, hey, can we start this? And begging, clawing, and screaming, J. Cole, for a chance to do something different, right? So when I got that opportunity, I held on to it, I clung it, I held it tight, man, and I said, let's do something with this. This is my heart that I'm putting in this, my time, my effort. I don't want to mess that up. And I don't want to waste anybody's time who believes in me. You are all sharing my vision. You have faith that my vision is going to work out for all of you. They have faith in me. So you know what? I had to have faith in myself. And let's talk about faith. Faith is believing something even when you can't see it yet. Believing in yourself to the point where no matter what someone else says about you, no matter what's going on around you, you have that faith in you that you can do it. Some people's faith, they spiritual have faith, right? And this is the thing, day job. We don't talk about that enough and that's the problem with people because they have nothing to pull from when what they need is faith. They don't know where to grab it from. They don't know what direction to pull it from. They just are blindly moving. You have to have faith. Even when you can't see it, even when you feel like quitting, you have to have faith that you can. You have to believe and you have to pull from that deep hole of doubt and just remove yourself from that. And say, I can. I like saying this to the classmates that I speak to here in the Dodea School. Miss Tyner, thank you so much for allowing me to speak to the kids this past year. I am, I can, and I will. I have faith in those three things because I've been created to do something different. I've been created for something special. I'm here for a reason. I'm not just trying to be like these people running aimlessly around me. And I'm saying this, hear me. This is what you got to say to yourself. I'm here for a reason. I was created for a purpose and on purpose. Not by accident, not just to take up space and air, but I have a reason to be here. I have a story to be written. And it's not to write a story for me so that somebody else can read it and it means nothing. No, it's to impact something. It's to make something better. It's to leave it better than I found it. Whatever it is. So if you're doubting yourself, that's the first problem. Have faith that whatever you see, whatever you want in your heart and in your mind, you can get it. But you see, there's faith without works, right? And I think that's a spiritual thing, a religious scripture. Faith without works. So that means, let me just move that back and rewind. That means I can believe all day and I can talk about it, but if I'm not taking the action steps to make it happen, then how am I expecting it to become true? Magic? Is something magical going to happen? Because that's the only way to make those dreams, those visions, those goals, and the things that you really want in your life happen is to chase it, go for it, and believe that you can. Third segment, I'm 10 minutes left, man, and I'm going to tell you the 78.6 FM Yoma Time. I always give this segment to the Air Force Wounded Warriors Wellness and Resiliency Team. And I'm already 5 minutes into this segment. And for them, they're talking about this month, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Now imagine that. You talk about invisible wounds, right? And I say this because There's a lot of people who suffer from invisible wounds, and you won't see it. You won't know it. You can't guess it. A lot of these times, these stories go untold, and people suffer in silence. And that's what I love about the Wounded Warrior program in general. That's what I love about the War Team, is they take care of individuals who may have been silent, and their voice needs to be heard. Maybe carrying around these invisible wounds, right? Now, speaking of that, a lot of us do. A lot of us have stories. And a lot of you, like I mentioned in the first segment, I believe it was, compare yourselves to others, but your story is different. You see why? Your story is yours. I've said this before in the past. You hold the pen. You are the author. And sometimes things happen unexpectedly, right? Those plot twists that you didn't see coming. But what do you do with that? Do you get upset? Do you get frustrated? Do you cash in your chips? Or do you keep fighting? Do you keep pushing forward? You see, there's things you can do. There's places you can go. There's people you can sit down with and talk to help you build up those muscles. And I'm going to tell you, I call them spotters, right? I call them spotters. So you go to the gym and when you're trying to lift that heavy weight, there's somebody there to spot you. Normally, if you're smart enough to bring somebody, if you're lifting heavy, right? It has the same thing with emotional trauma, invisible wounds, any kind of issues that you're going through. You can't always get through it by yourself and rely on you. Yes, you can have faith in yourself that you're strong enough and smart enough to deal with it. But guess what? Sometimes that's your ego. So sometimes you got to get over yourself. Hey, let me say that again. Sometimes you got to get over yourself and understand that you can't do it by yourself, right? And that's what teams like the Wounded Warrior, counselors, therapists, and all these people come in, coaches. That's where they come into play, and when they start being important in your next move, in your next step, your plans, your goals, and what you do. And see, a lot of people miss that. They miss that step. They don't realize that these people are actually here to help me. So if you didn't know, there are groups, there are organizations, there are people that specialize in taking care of everything you can name from every gamut, every range of the spectrum, issue, problem, injury. I met some amazing people while I was in Arizona. One of our new teammates is a sports therapist, right? And then, of course, we've been talking to, over the last couple of weeks, actors and sitting down with panels and talking about different issues. And that's incredible. That's a discussion. And we're not making it mandatory. Over 1,000 people wanted to listen in and hear. We were talking about physical resiliency, going into summertime, how to be physically stronger, physically smarter, physically better. And that's amazing. Because you know what that means? That means that people want to change. That means people see change, they want change, and they want to do whatever it takes. So don't be stuck wherever you're at. Don't feel like you can't be somebody better than you were yesterday. Let me tell you a little secret. You already are. If you're listening to this right now, that means you're hearing something that's catching you. You're hearing something that's important to you. You're hearing something that hopefully is moving you and making you think about what you want to do next. 78.6 FM, you're on my time. Positive vibes with Winsome. I'm going to tell you something. When you wake up tomorrow, be grateful. When you wake up tomorrow and you're thinking about all those things in your list that you want to do that you haven't done because you've either had fear that you weren't smart enough, fear that you weren't strong enough, not knowing where to get started, not thinking that you could. Somebody else put doubt in your mind. People are telling you can't. If you have any of those things going on, let me tell you, tell it all to shut up. Tell it all to shut up. You don't even have to verbally say it. Just move with the belief and the confidence that you can. Don't let anybody or anything stop you from doing what you have in your mind set to do. One thing that I'm going to tell you is, it's a dream if you leave it there. What does that mean? You know how people wake up in the morning and oh man, I had the craziest dream last night. They don't write it down. They don't do nothing with it. They just know they had the craziest dream. Let me tell you something. It's only a dream if you leave it there. If you have a thought, a vision, something you want to chase, and you don't move on it, you leaving a dream unfulfilled. You're leaving a passion unworked. It's only a dream if you leave it there. Make it a reality by chasing it, taking the action steps to go get it, and doing everything you have in your heart. I start 2 classes on Monday. I ain't want to take 2 classes since 2015. It's just not my thing, right? But I know what I'm chasing. I know what my finish line looks like. I know exactly what I want to do a year from now. I read one of my friends sent me talking about something along the lines of when your goals move you stronger or more passionately than your past, you're going in the right direction. And I completely tore that quote up, but you know what I'm saying. Find something, do something that moves you. Find something, do something that inspires you, motivates you. And if you can't, I saw another post from a friend that said she is not motivated by her job. Her job doesn't motivate her anymore. I was going to respond on Facebook, but I'm going to say this because I didn't want to put that on with everybody in her business. Your job's not supposed to inspire you. Your job's not supposed to motivate you. You motivate you. You inspire you. Your dreams, your goals, your vision inspires you. And if you're at a place that doesn't value you, you find an opportunity to move. I'm going to say that because I'm talking to myself too. Anytime you're in a place in your life that you don't feel valued, you find somewhere that does value you. As a person, your talents, your voice, you as a person, you as an individual. So I was telling someone this the other day, and I'm going to leave on this, man, because it's important to me. It doesn't matter where you're from. Over 7 billion people in this world, every one of us has a story, right? I think it's cute when we start comparing ourselves to actors on television or saying they're so great because they're something great at something. It doesn't make you a great person. It makes you great at something. But I'm going to tell you a couple of secrets that a wise man told me when I was visiting family back in the United States, which I love that piece of the trip. Stop taking financial advice from broke people. Stop taking relationship advice from scorned people. And stop watching people tell you how to live online or in person, and they've never lived. You have to live your life. Nobody else is going to do that for you. You have to make those decisions. Nobody else is going to do that for you. You have to stay strong to whatever you decide to do in your life. That is you. Back yourself. Support yourself. Believe in yourself. Have faith in your dream, your vision, your goals, and you. You see, because when you start doing that, there's something magical that happens. When you start believing in yourself, you start believing in whatever you always said, I want to do. Ask yourself this weekend, what did you want to be when you were a kid? If you're still a kid, ask yourself, what do you want to be when you grow up? If you're not doing it, why not? If you are doing it, is that where you want to stop, or is there something more? You found one mountain, look for the next one. You see, there's always something you can be doing better. There's always another version of you. Don't get complacent, don't get comfortable, and don't get stuck in where you are right now. Understand that tomorrow you can always be next level. Tomorrow you might inspire somebody to step up. Tomorrow you might make someone see, I can be so much more than this. I am more than this. And to get to that point, you got to start right now. Stop waiting, stop procrastinating, stop doubting, stop disbelieving, stop listening to people telling you you can't. You believe in you. Back yourself. Believe in yourself. Love yourself. Trust yourself. Start with you. Another quote I heard that I love, a man said, hey, let me tell you something. Know you before trying to know others. Know you. And that's not an emotional intelligence thing. That's a reality thing. You got to know who you are before you're trying to get to know other people. 78.6 FM, Yomaton, positive vibes. So glad to be back. See you next week.